friend that was trying to get a house. He had a Capital One card, a Capital One charge-off card on his credit report. So I said, bro, send the letters out. Just send it out so they can give me an investigation result. So I got the investigation results back. It told me verified account history. At the bottom, it said account verified by data furnishing, right? It didn't say it was verified from Capital One. It said it was verified from a data furnishing company, right? So what you think that I did, right? And I actually told him to call Capital One. Where did they get their data furnishing from? There was like CoreLogic. They named 3 different places. So what do you think we went and did?
Freeze the report with CoreLogic.
We went to go freeze the reports because the letter said
That's the thing, y'all, those things. Because these are things that y'all need to listen to. When you guys are disputing your credit reports, one of the first things that you should do before sending your dispute letters is freezing and opting out of the secondary credit bureaus. Most of the times, this is where the credit bureaus go to verify your information. Most of the like disputes with credit repair is saying, can you verify this debt? The number one way for them to verify the debt is SageStream, LexisNexis, Innovis, ARS, Pacer, CoreLogic. So that right there, for the 66 of you guys that are on this live, if your credit is not in position, I want y'all, when y'all get off this live, to go straight to those companies' websites and opt out and freeze your credit report. This is the staging process to credit repair. This is something that I absolutely recommend each and every one of you guys do before sending a dispute letter to guarantee shit to be taken off your credit. We don't want to fight with them back and forth.
No. And guys, like Stu saying,
we can, but we don't want to.
Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? And guess what, right? When they told us what data firm, it said at the bottom, right? So when y'all get your investigation results just look at the bottom. It'll tell you how it was verified. So we went back and froze the bureau that actually will confirm this. Now they didn't have anything to confirm this account by. 30 days later, the account came off. It came off because simply I froze the stuff that the sheet came out and told you how they verified your information. Okay, so if this is the only source y'all have, I'm gonna go freeze this source. It's public records, right? I'm gonna go freeze this source. And by law, they had to move off the credit report because there was nothing to verify about. And guess what? It didn't say Capital One. It didn't say we have it in our system. And there's 4 things that you guys can do, right? When you start to dispute things, some credit card coming out, some of them require police report. You have to ask for it. This is another way to get stuff out. Ask for the original contract. Ask for the payment history. Ask for the insurance disclosure. The interest rate disclosure. And ask for the end date of the contract, right? When you ask for those 3 things, they help. Someone won't, someone will. They have to provide you those things, right? The original contract, your payment amount, and your payment history. 9 times out of 10, they don't have that information, right? So what are they verifying this information by? Because they don't have those things. They don't have the original contract. They don't have the interest rate disclosure form that you personally signed or that you electronically signed online. Because guess what they have to do, right? They have to go hire somebody to take resources to go put there to do those things, right? And 9 times out of 10, bro, they're not going to put those extra resources to provide you that paperwork. And they get the stuff off your credit report, right? Second piece, a lot of people had late payments. I was happy when people came in with late payments during the pandemic, right? During the pandemic, people came through, but they had a law that came out stating that if you received the late payment during the pandemic, you can say hardship, financial hardship, right? Mm-hmm. And they were allowing creditors to update your personal credit report if you had a late payment during the COVID time for financial hardships. If you could say, I lost my job. I got fired. My company shut down. Things like that was allow people to get the late payments moved to a current payment on their credit report. It was that education that a lot of people didn't understand.
Another way to get late payments off is simply sending a goodwill letter to the CEO. Find out the address of the CEO, preferably the email address of the CEO. I don't want to talk to the workers. Let's talk to the boss. Send that goodwill letter straight to the CEO email, and I promise you, updates. I haven't seen that one not work yet. Find out the information of the CEO of that company and email them a goodwill letter. Simple as that.
Y'all, right? And right now, if y'all got any late payments on, it's been on there for 2-3 years. Oh, especially medical bills. You get medical bills out easily, but medical bills, y'all, whatever you have, and with medical bills, they always bought out by some debt collection agent. You got the HIPAA law that I'm sure most of us familiar with. You can't sell my personal information, right? Because I didn't opt into this HIPAA law. So when you reference the HIPAA law in the medical space, they sell debt, and that means that I can't sell my information. I can't sell my information. My information can't be sold to any other people. So now this debt is no longer valid to me, right? Because y'all sold my information. It's against my consumer laws. And if I do it the proper way, I just got a check from Experian about 2 weeks ago for $2,000 because I found inaccuracies in my credit report. And I posted that too on my Facebook and on Instagram. I got $2,000 because I think I told Fitz this too. Because they violated my, there was inaccuracies on my credit report. And I went through the proper channels, and by 60 days later, I got a $2,000 check from Experian, right? So let me tell you what I did. I looked at my investigation results, and I looked at what they had in the system, right? Charge off. Mm-hmm. It said this account was charged off on this was a while ago, I think 2020 or something like that. But they were still reporting late payments after that. If this account is charged off and closed, why are you guys still reporting? Why are you guys still reporting late payments, right?
Because it's inaccurate information.
Inaccurate information. The second thing, right? When I looked at my account history, from an investigation result, it said opening a date. It was a different date on that form. There was also a different date on my credit report. So what I did was circle. I say, well, when y'all send me my account information from the credit bureaus, I circled where it says date open. So this date says this date right here, but you guys had reported my credit report as this date. They removed it. They didn't even question me because I was like, this stuff not taken off immediately. I'm gonna pursue you for violation of my LCRA law. And I referenced some codes. Bro, the next day they took the shit on my credit report. The very next day. So we just gotta pay attention to, certain things and be educated on what to look for. And I'm about to share something else with y'all too. I don't give away too much sauce, but we got something in for y'all, right? There's certain things called dispute codes. That means that I was telling Fitz,
you got it.
Oh wait, you know what? I ain't gonna give it all that way, guys.
No, I'm just saying, give it to him.
I'm gonna be out. There's certain things called dispute codes, right? That if you sometimes you send the bureau's account saying, hey, this not mine or it's inaccurate, right? He said drop the sauce. They may be inaccurate, right? So when you send it to the credit bureaus, they may just come back and say verified. You did, that means that, so promise, I'm just sharing my experience, right? I had that's just because I would fit somebody's credit report, right? They had an account on there that wasn't theirs. Mm-hmm. It was actually a fraud account, but they kept getting verified. So they hit me up. They were like, Ty, bro, can you, they said, Ty, bro, can you help me get this account on my credit report? I done did everything I needed to do. I was like, cool. So I looked at everything and I seen the investigation result. And I was like, he didn't file this as an inaccurate item. He filed this as fraud. So he came over here, we saw on the phone, I told him to call Experian, and we got the representative on the phone. And I was like, okay, we didn't file this as a inaccurate account. We filed it as we filed it as fraud. So guess what he told me? He said, yo, well, in the system, the code they used was for an inaccurate item. That means they placed certain laws based off their reference, right? So let's put it like this, right? If I go to jail and I commit a certain crime, based off that crime, there's certain laws that are going to be placed for that particular crime only. I can't try you for nothing else because this ain't a crime that you committed, right? So I can't put the same regulations and laws for this right here, right? So basically, they placed the wrong set of rules and regulations to determine if this account was valid or not. They put the wrong code for that. So instead of them investing as a fraud account, they took the little criteria for an accurate account, but that wasn't what it was. That's why they kept verifying it. So I said, yo, what's the code? What's the fraud code? I ain't gonna give y'all the number, so y'all have to get it up. He gave me the fraud code, right? And I looked it up from consumer laws. I said, okay, this is the fraud code for fraud. Send a letter back out, and say, hey, I want this account to be investigated by code X, Y, and Z. Guess what happens, right? They took those laws and they actually said, okay, this is a valid fraud. This is a valid fraud account. So he removed it off his credit report because I had the knowledge to reference what it was. So at this point, man, we getting all, bro, I ain't getting away the code, bro. You gotta have to get on the
You better come to the masterclass, Fitz.
But guys, that type of information made it easier for people, because we gotta understand the system, bro. We gotta understand how the system works. And if y'all don't believe me, call Experian yourself. Call my bluff out, because Fitz, everybody know, bro, I'm 100% truthful. Call me out on something. Call Experian tomorrow. Call Equifax tomorrow and ask them, how many codes do y'all have? Call them. I want to call Equifax tomorrow and say, hey, what codes do y'all use? And they'll tell you. They may not tell you the exact number, but they'll tell you we use certain codes based off when somebody sent a letter in. That's why a lot of people getting stuff back verified, because there's certain channels that you use. And the only reason why I know this because of experience. Not because I read something, not because I saw something on something. I did it because of experience, and I got the result from it. So y'all don't want to, man, this stuff can go on for days with this, man. London, what you got for them?
No, I was going to say one of the other things that I highly recommend when disputing your credit report is updating your personal information. The same way he's talking about sending out these codes and sending out these rounded disputes. If you detach yourself from the debt, which we already told you to opt out of those secondary bureaus, but if you actually call each bureau and update your personal information, even if you live at the address on your ID or an address that's attached to a closed account or something you're disputing, ask to borrow a friend's address just while you're in the disputing process. Disassociate yourself with a lot of the debt, because it's going to make it even harder for them to verify. So that's literally my process. Is when I'm going in to clean up my credit report, the first thing I do is call each credit bureau and update my personal information. After I do that, and don't get me wrong, I'm definitely going to use my 24-hour inquiry removal methods. While I'm changing my information, I'm going to do a couple disputes on the phone.